In a market where the average home lists for over $1 million, buying the wrong property isn't just disappointing, it's financially catastrophic. And I've watched it happen. Buyers fall in love with the place, miss some red flags, and 2 or 3 years later, they're trying to sell it and they're wondering why nobody's buying. So today I'm giving you the list, the 10 home features that will hurt your resale value in Fernie specifically, because this market has quirks that other markets don't have. Some of these are obvious, some will genuinely surprise you. Stay to the end, because number 7 and number 10 are the ones I see buyers getting burned on most in this valley. Feature number 1, floodplain location or poor drainage. Think about it for a second here. Fernie sits in a river valley. The Elk River is beautiful. It's also real. Some properties in Fernie, particularly in West Fernie and certain lower line areas, sit in or near the floodplain. This affects insurance costs, mortgage qualifying, and buyer confidence at resale. Some lenders won't touch certain floodplain properties with a standard mortgage product, even if a property has never flooded. The perception problem alone can cost you 10 to 15% at the resale compared to equivalent properties on higher or less wet ground. Before you buy anything in West Fernie or near the river, ask specifically about the floodplain designation and get the BC flood map or information for that specific parcel. Also, in Ridgemont, even though it's up on the side of the mountain, if they get natural springs up there, and I've seen more basements get water up there than down in West Fernie, in the annex, or even in the airport. It's really weird. Feature number 2, no exterior gear storage. That sounds kind of small, but it's not small in Fernie. Fernie buyers are skiers, cyclists, hikers, climbers, sledders, side-by-siders. I guess that's what you call them. They have multiple sets of skis and bikes that cost $5,000 to $8,000, kayaks, camping gear, and the rest of it. A property with no mudroom, no garage, no shed, no ski locker, nowhere to put wet, dirty, expensive outdoor equipment is a significant lifestyle deficiency in this market. Heck, Fernie is well known for when they built their house, the original houses, none of them had garages. With the amount of snow that we get and the activities that we've got, garages, they should almost be mandatory. At resale, buyers will notice the absence immediately and adjust their offer accordingly. This is not Vancouver. Gear storage is not optional in Fernie. It is a core lifestyle feature. 3, problematic strata with short-term rental restrictions. With BC's new short-term rental registration rules now in effect, strata complexes across the provinces are navigating new waters. Some Fernie strata buildings have bylaws that restrict or prohibit short-term rentals, and those restrictions significantly narrow your buyer pool at resale. When you sell, a buyer who planned to offset carrying costs with vacation rental income will walk away the moment they read the strata bylaws. In a market where many buyers are considering this exact strategy, especially at the ski hill, a strata that locks this out can reduce the resale value and extend your time on the market significantly. Always read the full strata documents, the history, before you buy anything. Don't assume the current rules will stay the same. Talk to some other owners, talking to the right realtor so that you can figure this stuff out together. Feature number 4, no south-facing exposure. Sun matters here in a mountain town in a mountain valley. Fernie sits east to west, surrounded by ridges, and in winter, certain areas see limited direct sunlight. Properties on the north-facing sides of streets, or blocks get significantly less light, and in a ski town where buyers value warmth, brightness, sunshine, and the ability to mount their driveway, sun exposure is a real factor. A comparable property with strong south-facing exposure will consistently outsell and outlast a north-facing equivalent. This is specifically pronounced in the winter when the sun is lower in the sky and the shade lingers. Look at which direction the main living areas face and when the property gets direct sun. Go visit at different times of the day if possible. Feature number 5, dated electrical and original knob and tube. Oh yeah. Many of Fernie's heritage homes, downtown, older miner shacks, the original builds, some of which are genuinely beautiful, they were built in the early 1900s, and some of them still have original knob and tube wiring or outdated panel boxes from multiple past upgrades. Insurance companies in BC are increasingly reluctant to insure knob and tube wiring. Some will refuse it outright, and some will insure only with high premiums and limited coverage. At resale, a buyer's insurance broker will flag this immediately, and it can blow up a deal or force a significant price reduction to account for the rewiring costs, which in Fernie is going to run you somewhere between $12,000 and $25,000 or more, depending on the size of the home and the home itself. If you're buying a heritage character home downtown that hasn't been touched, get an electrical inspection specifically flagging panel condition and any remaining original wiring. Number 6, road or highway noise. Highway 3 runs through Fernie, and properties directly adjacent to it deal with year-round traffic noise and commercial vehicle traffic, including commercial vehicle traffic. It's not a minor hum, it's constant noise. Properties on or immediately adjacent to the highway consistently sell for less and sit a little bit longer than equivalent properties in quieter back streets. Buyers notice immediately during the showings, and the problem can't be disclosed away. Always walk the perimeter and have a good listen. Visit on a weekday morning when truck traffic is highest. Visit on the weekend when maybe there's a little more action on the highway. Check it out and ask. I'll let you know, okay? 7, ski hill access that's overstated. This one gets buyers in trouble more than almost anything else in market. A listing says minutes to the ski hill, and technically, yes, you're 5, 7, 10 minutes to the base by car, but there's a massive difference between that and properties with genuine trail access, walkability to the resort village, or actual ski in, ski out connectivity. At resale, buyers in the resort market know the difference. A property that requires a car every single time you want to ski does not command the same premium as one with real pedestrian or trail access to the mountain. Paying for ski hill area when you're buying what really is just a property in the vicinity is a mistake I see regularly. Ask for the actual walking time to the nearest chairlift. Check it out, drive it, see it, feel it. Ask whether there's a shuttle or a pedestrian trail link. Get specific before you fall in love. Number 8, heating systems. Some of the older oil furnace systems are becoming increasingly difficult to insure. Now, we don't have a lot here in town. There's a few possibly, but as you get out into the South Country and possibly up the Elk Valley towards Sparwood and Elkford, you're going to see some of that kind of stuff, even though it's diminishing. Qualified technicians are fewer, and the environmental liability of an oil tank, especially an in-ground tank, can be significant. A buried oil tank that hasn't been properly decommissioned is an environmental liability that you inherit when you buy. Remediation can cost tens of thousands. And don't touch this thing, man. And at resale, a buyer's inspector will flag any evidence of past tanks, oil staining, soft spots in the yard, old fill pipes, and it can derail a deal. If a property has or had an oil system, ask for documentation of any tank removal, decommissioning, and soil testings before you make any offer. Now, we don't see a ton of this in Fernie in years, but outside of Fernie, you will see some of it. You will see a lot of it, however, in the West Kootenays. Number 9, your views get blocked by future development. Well, Fernie is growing. New developments, including projects like Riverside, Fernie Estates. Now we've got a couple of things going on. Here's in Montaigne. It's adding density and it's adding inventory. A property that currently enjoys an unobstructed mountain view may not have the same view in 5 years if a neighboring parcel is zoned for development. You need to know. Before you pay a premium for a view, check the zoning of every adjacent property and nearby parcel. Talk to the City of Fernie about any approved or pending developments in the area. Ask me. I'll generally know or have a good idea of what's going on. A view that disappears is a value that disappears, and you won't get it back. This is especially relevant for properties on the edges of existing subdivisions where vacant parcels remain. Feature number 10, steeply sloped lots with poor vehicle access. Fernie's topography means some properties sit on significantly sloped lots, or even lots that slope with great mountain views is often a feature. A steep lot with a challenging driveway grade, especially on the north side of a hill where ice can accumulate and doesn't melt very quick, it's a liability. In Fernie need reliable winter vehicle access to their home. Get studded tires for sure. A driveway that requires a serious 4x4 and even then gets icy and impassable is a problem every single winter. At Resale, this narrows your buyer pool to people with appropriate vehicles and a high tolerance for the inconvenience, which is a smaller group than you might think. Visit in January, drive up the driveway, see how the access looks. When there's been freezing rain, that's your real answer. Here's a quick recap of the 10 features to avoid in Fernie if at all possible. Well, number 1, you got the floodplain location. 2, you have no gear storage, STR restrictions and stratas. Number 4, south-facing exposure. 5, knob and tube wiring or outdated wiring and panels. Number 6, highway noise. Number 7, overstated ski hill access. Number 8, oil heating systems. Number 9, views at risk from development. And number 10, steep lots with bad winter access. In a market where homes are trading at or above $1 million, any one of these can cost you $50,000 to $150,000 at resale, or make your property very difficult to sell at all. The goal is to buy with your eyes open, not to scare you off, but to protect you. You're actively researching and searching in Fernie right now, and you want someone who will tell you the truth about any property you're considering. That's exactly what I will do. I've been here, I've done that, I've seen it, I've lived it. Your questions in the comments or reach out directly and watch this next video. Exactly what Fernie buyers notice the second they walk into a home. See you there.